Imagine holding a simple copper penny in your hand, worn by time, yet still shining with history. At first glance, it looks ordinary, but what if this small 1-cent coin could be worth a life-changing fortune? Welcome to the incredible world of Lincoln Wheat Pennies, rare copper coins from the United States of America that have amazed collectors for generations. After more than 54 years, some of these pennies are now considered hidden treasures, with values reaching thousands and even millions of dollars, depending on rarity and condition. In today's video, we will explore these legendary Lincoln Wheat cents, uncover their unique features, and reveal why the coin collecting world is going crazy over them right now. Let's get started. First up, the 1944 Lincoln Wheat cent is one of the most fascinating coins ever minted in the history of the United States. Imagine holding a small copper penny in your hand, worn slightly by time, yet hiding a story that stretches back to World War II. This humble 1-cent coin represents a powerful era in American history, and today, collectors across the world search eagerly for rare versions that could be worth far more than their face value. Minted in 1944, this coin belongs to the famous Lincoln Wheat cent series, first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features Lincoln's portrait on the front and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing prosperity and growth. The 1944 version is especially interesting because of its composition and the historical context in which it was created. During World War II, the United States faced a shortage of copper, which was needed for war equipment. In 1943, pennies were made from steel instead of copper. However, in 1944, the U.S. Mint returned to copper coins by recycling shell casings from the war. This gives the 1944 Lincoln Wheat cent a unique historical connection to the battlefield, making it much more than just currency. Most 1944 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, which means they have no mint mark. This no mint mark version is very common in general circulation. Millions of these coins were produced, so in average circulated condition, they're not extremely rare. However, the story changes dramatically when we look at rare varieties and exceptional conditions. In fine condition, a typical 1944 Lincoln Wheat cent without a mint mark might be worth around 10 cents to $1 in today's market. But coins in uncirculated or mint state condition can fetch anywhere from $5 to $50, depending on their quality, luster, and grading. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC can significantly influence a coin's value. Now here is where things become truly exciting. Rare error versions of the 1944 penny can be worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. For example, the famous 1944 steel penny, created when leftover steel blanks from 1943 were accidentally used, is one of the rarest coins in American history. Only a few examples are known to exist. A genuine 1944 steel Lincoln Wheat cent can sell for over $100,000, and in some cases, even more depending on its condition. This is the kind of coin that turns an ordinary collector into an overnight success story. It is the dream find for anyone who searches through old coin jars or inherited collections. Another valuable variety includes double die errors, where the design appears slightly duplicated due to a minting mistake. These coins are rare and highly sought after by collectors. A strong double die 1944 penny can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its visibility and preservation. Collectors also pay attention to color grading, such as red, red-brown, and brown. A fully red 1944 penny in mint condition is much more valuable than a brown one because it retains its original copper shine. These subtle differences can dramatically affect market value. The historical background of this coin adds even more depth to its appeal. The idea that your penny could have been made from recycled wartime materials connects it directly to soldiers, battles, and the global struggle of the 1940s. It transforms a simple coin into a living piece of history. Many collectors dream of finding a rare coin worth millions, but it is important to stay realistic. While viral stories often claim that a 1944 penny could be worth millions of dollars, such prices are extremely rare and usually involve unique mint errors or one-of-a-kind specimens. Most coins will not reach such extraordinary values. Financial institutions like Bank of America or central banks do not set the value of collectible coins. Instead, prices are determined by collectors, auctions, rarity, demand, and condition. Auction houses, such as heritage auctions or Stack's Bowers, play a major role in determining real market values. If you believe you have a valuable 1944 Lincoln Wheat cent, the best step is to have it authenticated and graded by a professional service. Avoid cleaning the coin, as this can reduce its value significantly. Even a small scratch or improper cleaning can make a big difference. Searching for these coins can be an exciting hobby. Many people start by checking old piggy banks, family collections, or even rolls of coins from banks. The thrill of possibly discovering a rare and valuable penny keeps collectors engaged for years. In conclusion, the 1944 Lincoln Wheat cent is more than just a 1-cent coin. It is a symbol of history, resilience, and hidden treasure. While most are modest in value, rare variations can bring life-changing amounts of money. So next time you see an old penny, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of history worth far more than you ever imagined. Next up, the 1953 Lincoln Wheat cent is one of those fascinating coins that captures the imagination of collectors across the world. At first glance, it may look like just another old copper penny, but when you hold it in your hand, you are actually holding a small piece of American history. This coin was minted in 1953 at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small D mint mark below the date. Featuring the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, this penny continues the legacy of one of the most recognizable designs in U.S. coinage. The design of the Lincoln Wheat cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate Lincoln's 100th birthday, and it remained in production until 1958. The reverse side of the 1953 D coin shows two wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. This classic wheat design symbolizes prosperity and growth, making the coin not just a currency piece, but also a cultural icon. Coins like this were produced by the United States Mint, ensuring consistent quality and design. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1953 Lincoln Wheat cent special. While millions of these coins were produced, finding one in uncirculated condition is much more difficult. Uncirculated coins have never been used in everyday transactions, meaning they retain their original shine, sharp details, and natural copper color. This pristine condition is what makes collectors pay attention and sometimes pay a premium price. In terms of current market value, a 1953 Lincoln Wheat cent is generally not worth thousands or millions of dollars under normal circumstances. In average circulated condition, it may only be worth a few cents to a couple of dollars. However, in uncirculated condition, especially with a high grading such as MS65 or above, the value can rise significantly, often ranging between $5 and $25 or more, depending on quality. There are rare cases where exceptionally well-preserved coins or those with unique characteristics can fetch higher prices. For example, coins with strong luster, perfect strike, and no visible marks are highly desirable. Professional grading services play a major role in determining the coin's final value in the collector market. A top-grade example certified by a trusted grading company can sometimes sell for over $50 or even higher in auctions. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is the possibility of errors, and the 1953 penny is no exception. Mint errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet defects can significantly increase a coin's value. If you happen to find a 1953 penny with a visible error, it could be worth far more than a standard coin, sometimes reaching into the hundreds of dollars. The composition of this coin is also worth noting. The 1953 Lincoln Wheat cent is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This gives the coin its rich reddish-brown color, especially when preserved in uncirculated condition. Over time, exposure to air and handling can cause the coin to tone into darker shades, which can also influence its appeal and value. Historically, 1953 was a period of post-war growth in the United States. Coins like the Lincoln Wheat Cent were widely used in everyday transactions, from buying groceries to paying for public transportation. This makes each surviving coin a silent witness to a vibrant era in American economic history. Collectors often refer to coins like the 1953 D as part of a date and mint mark set. This means they aim to collect every year and mint variation of the Lincoln Wheat series. The Denver Mint produced over 700 million pennies in 1953, which is why the coin is not considered extremely rare, but condition still plays a key role in determining value. When discussing big money in coin collecting, it is important to separate myth from reality. While some rare coins have sold for thousands or even millions of dollars, those are typically extremely rare dates or unique era coins. The 1953 D penny, while collectible, generally does not fall into that ultra-rare category unless it has extraordinary features. That said, the excitement of coin collecting lies in the hunt. Many collectors dream of discovering a hidden treasure in their pocket change or an old jar of coins. Even a common coin like the 1953 D can become valuable if it is in exceptional condition or part of a complete high-grade collection. If you're planning to start collecting coins, the Lincoln Wheat Cent series is a great place to begin. It is affordable, historically rich, and widely available. The 1953 D penny can serve as a perfect entry point into the world of numismatics, allowing beginners to learn about grading, mint marks, and coin preservation. Proper storage is essential if you want to maintain the value of your coin. Keeping your 1953 D penny in a protective holder, away from moisture and direct handling, can help preserve its original condition. Many collectors use coin albums or certified slabs to ensure long-term protection. In conclusion, while the 1953 D Lincoln Wheat Cent may not typically be worth millions, it holds significant historical and collectible value. Its beauty, history, and connection to Abraham Lincoln make it a cherished piece among collectors. With the right condition and features, it can still bring in respectable value in today's market. So next time you come across an old penny, take a closer look. That small copper coin could be more than just spare change. It could be a gateway into history, collecting, and perhaps even a modest financial reward. The story of the 1953 D Lincoln Wheat Cent proves that even the smallest coins can carry a big legacy. Next up, the 1956 Lincoln Wheat Cent was produced by the United States Mint during a period when post-war America was experiencing economic growth and industrial expansion. Millions of these coins were minted, especially at the Denver Mint, which is why the D mint mark is commonly found on these pennies. Because of their high mintage, they were widely circulated in everyday commerce, passing through countless hands in stores, banks, and households across the nation. This coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, remains one of the most respected figures in American history. On the reverse side, the wheat cent design shows two wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, symbolizing prosperity and agricultural strength during the early 20th century. The 1956 D Lincoln Wheat Cent is made primarily of 95% copper, with small amounts of tin and zinc. This gives the coin its classic reddish-brown copper appearance when in good condition. Over time, however, many of these coins have darkened or worn down due to circulation. Coins that remain in higher grades, such as uncirculated or mint state condition, are significantly more desirable to collectors today. When discussing market value, it is important to be realistic. The 1956 D Wheat Cent is not a rare coin in terms of mintage, as hundreds of millions were produced. In average circulated condition, most examples are worth only a few cents to a few dollars. However, coins in pristine mint condition, especially those graded MS-65 or higher, can sometimes sell for $10 to $50 or more, depending on eye appeal and demand. Despite internet claims suggesting millions of dollars in value, the truth is that the 1956 D Lincoln Wheat Cent does not reach extreme price levels like that. Only extremely rare error coins or historically unique specimens can reach high auction prices. However, this does not reduce its importance, as it remains a highly collected coin for beginners and experienced numismatists alike. One of the interesting features collectors look for in the 1956 D cent is its strike quality. Some Denver Mint coins from this era show sharper details due to improved minting techniques, while others appear weaker due to die wear. Coins with strong detail in Lincoln's hair and wheat stalks are generally more attractive and slightly more valuable in the collector market. Another factor that affects value is the condition or grade of the coin. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC can fetch higher prices because they are authenticated and officially evaluated. A perfectly preserved 1956 D wheat cent with full red color, known as red designation, can be much more desirable than a dull brown circulated example. Historically, the wheat cent series holds a special place in American coinage because it was the first coin to feature a real historical figure rather than symbolic designs. Introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, it marked a turning point in U.S. mint design philosophy and remains a favorite among collectors worldwide. The Denver Mint, identified by the D Mint mark, played a major role in producing coinage for the western United States. By 1956, it was one of the busiest mints in the country. The large production numbers mean that the 1956 D wheat cent is not rare, but it represents a significant piece of everyday American economic history. Collectors often search through old coin rolls, estate collections, and inherited jars of pennies in hopes of finding high-grade wheat cents like the 1956 D. While most discoveries are common, circulated coins, occasionally someone may find a well-preserved example that stands out due to its shine and minimal wear. Error varieties can sometimes increase value significantly. For example, coins with double strikes, off-center printing, or unusual minting flaws may attract collector attention. However, such errors on 1956 D cent are relatively rare, and when found, they're carefully evaluated before determining any premium value. The cultural appeal of Lincoln Wheat cents continues to grow, especially among young collectors. These coins are often the starting point for many numismatists because they are affordable, historically rich, and easy to identify. The 1956 D is often included in beginner coin collections and historical sets. In today's market, coin values depend heavily on collector demand, grading, and rarity. While 1956 D Lincoln Wheat cent is not a high-value investment coin, it remains a stable collectible item. Its true worth lies in its historical significance rather than extreme financial value. In conclusion, the 1956 Lincoln Wheat cent with the Denver Mint mark is a classic piece of American numismatic history. It represents a time when coins were still made primarily of copper and carried strong artistic and historical identity. While it may not be worth millions of dollars, it holds lasting value for collectors, historians, and anyone interested in the story of American currency. Thanks for watching.